Hey, hey, hoo, hoo, hoo. Is that Toffee? Toffee! Toffs, come here. Come and say hello to everyone. Come here. Oh, no, she's not going to. She's got food. She's guarding food. Good morning, everyone. How art thou? Morning, Faith. Morning, Sonia Donovan. Morning, Clodagh, the crazy red hot devil. Reed Egan. Clodagh. Ellery Jones, Della Nixon, hello to all our Irish followers. As Nadia said, Curly Cooks is going to have an Irish flavour. An Irish flavour. Obviously, it was St. Patrick's Day yesterday. I did an Irish jig. I'm sorry if I offended anyone, but there we go. Morning, Kate Payne, Lynn Cullen. So I've been up since about 7:30 going through the news, trying to find some puntastic headlines. One of the things that we like about the news, I don't know if you remember, Johnny Vaughan used to do it on The Big Breakfast, where he'd find ludicrous, puntastic headlines. I don't think they're as puntastic as they used to be. Are they bringing back The Big Breakfast? I seem to remember they were, weren't they? But I don't think they were doing it with the same camera work. That was a radical show. Good morning, Outlandish Creations. How art thou, Oh, dear. You can see I've had one or two this morning. Morning, Hilary Daly, Lisa Pryor. Bernie B, morning in Northern Ireland for Patrick's Day. Anyway, Mandy Shangalang. Like your name. Kylie Mitchell. I may have said, I thought Sonia Donovan had a trademark after her name. Okay, so obviously we have some serious-ish stories. And then we have some totally sort of frivolous, freaky, silly stories that often elicit all sorts of noises from the curly cooks of Croydon at the back there. I've got a fabulous story about peanut butter. So that's a curious one. Okay, so the first story I want to share with you guys is this. War crime arrest warrant for Putin. Now, obviously he deserves a war crime arrest warrant. That goes without saying. But the thing that struck me about this story, guys, is how do they go about enacting it? Does someone have the ordeal of heading up to the Kremlin, knocking on his door and saying, you're under arrest? I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Vladimir Putin has been issued with an arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court over specifically the abduction of Ukrainian children. What they're doing is they're kidnapping Ukrainian children, smuggling them back to Russia and turning them into Russians. And they're also using women prisoners from Ukraine and forcing them into enforced army service for the Russians, which I can't quite believe Ukrainian women are going to be effective troops for the Russians in Ukraine. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so a war crime arrest warrant for Putin. As I say, it's for very serious things, justifiably. But how the hell are they going to enact that? What YouTube user? It's a token gesture, I think, a psychological tool rather than anything practical. I don't think he has a human psychological brain. Do you know what I mean? Or emotions. So anyway, it just struck me as, yes, it's symbolic. It's symbolic. You're absolutely right. Becky Fithian, really hope it's true, but surely he should have been arrested. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? You've flown up before we found out. Well, there is that. If you looked at the Popcorn Junkies Instagram account yesterday, you'll have seen there and was breaking online that Sam Neill, the actor from Jurassic Park, in his memoirs has been discussing the fact that he was diagnosed with stage 3 blood cancer. He said that I didn't realize he was 75 years old, guys. Did you? He looks damn fine. I had the really odd privilege of working with Sam Neill because he's mates with Timothy Spall, and he made a dressed salmon. It was very strange. It was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. But anyway, he's promoting his memoir, I believe, and he was diagnosed with stage 3 blood cancer after finishing whilst shooting Jurassic World Dominion. Whilst he's clear now, he still has to take chemotherapy pills to essentially keep him clear and keep him healthy. But so Sam Neill, 75, Elliot Gonzalez. I know, absolutely remarkable. Look at him. He looks like just some cool dude. I've always thought he's very cool. If you haven't seen Peaky Blinders, check out season 1 because Sam Neill played the most fantastic villain in it. So yes, Sam Neill, blood cancer, stage 3. He's fought a ferocious cancer fight, and writing his memoir was the thing that kept him alive. Bless him, bless him. So there you go. But but there he is. You know what? I must admit, when I saw Jurassic World Dominion, I didn't think he looked well. I thought he looked a bit swollen. Those are they. Those are the curly cooks there. Yeah, you're seeing them right. Look at all that hair. Look at all that hair bristling from their armpits.
We wish.
Did you hear about this? Sam Neill recovering from stage 3 blood cancer.
Oh God,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The reason I pulled this neck terrible disease, Daniel Blake Smith, absolutely. The older you get, the younger 75 sounds, Helen Fatherly. Absolutely. Nadia and Dina are really racing towards 75, aren't they? He's very charismatic, Dawn Decker. He really is. Okay, this story, France in flames. The only thing that would make the Brits go up in flames is getting rid of the Bourbon chocolate biscuit. But in France, they are trying to raise the retirement age. And the French don't do things by halves, do they? So the French have said, go screw your increasing our retirement age. And fires have been erupted, violence, rubbish piled up, protest, everything. What do you think, guys? Hi, Lisa Harradine. Do you wish we were a little bit more proactive? Precisely, Meachub. The Brits would only riot if Bake Off. If the Brits would only riot around cakes, tea time, or biscuits, or football. So yeah. Hi, Dina Nadia, says April Hill. Bev Berry, well done. A Sunday show tomorrow for you, Bev Berry. Hundreds of Sunday shows and a members live coming at some point this weekend with me and Nanny Di, which will be fun. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. Mother's Day. Anyway, look, this headline I thought was a very clever headline in the Sun. Fight? No. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fight? No. Fuck it. 250,000 Russians have fled to Thailand to dodge the war. Tens of thousands of Russians have landed in Thailand so that they can avoid the Ukraine war call-up. Top tourist resorts such as Phuket have been swamped with draft dodgers. There's even a judgment in draft dodgers, isn't it?
That, isn't it? Because obviously we're focused on Ukraine and you know, we've got to remember this isn't the Russian people.
Yeah.
This is Putin and his cronies.
Absolutely.
The terror that they're living in and the decent people that are trying to escape. And have you seen some of those films of them like grabbing people off the street?
Absolutely. Preach, Nadia, preach. No, but I think that headline is fantastic. Fight. No, fuck it. I like that. They're all saying fuck it. Wish we had more of that kind of spirit, Jennifer Winter. Read the French. I know what you mean. Maybe not destroy everything, but protest. Why do we just roll over and just accept stuff? Drives me mad. This story, we've talked a lot about sort of flashing and behavior through windows. Clever headline, Lear Window, in reference to the Hitchcock film. This is a woman who, Chloe Hampson, who feels that the peeping Tom workmen across the road are making her life hell. She's gone to the police saying housing firm Taylor Wimpey has done nothing despite her telling them she's felt suicidal. So all that's happened is there's a building site opposite. Well, not all that's happened. What's happened is opposite her house, there's a building site. And I must admit, we've had scaffolding. And what is it? Why do they feel there's a right just to keep staring? Hey? Hilary Daly, agree with the French. I live in Paris and there are strikes all the time, but you have to stand up for what they want. Don't agree with fires, though. I agree. Dear Heart, curtains. Hadn't even thought of that. Curtains could work. Blinds, maybe. Is horrible for her because I guess even when she goes outside the front door, there they all are just living. Now, I don't think this should give all labourers and builders a bad name, but there is that sort of strange kind of stereotype, isn't there? Which I remember as a kid, builders whistling at my mum, and I found it really distressing. I hated it. This story I saw yesterday, and I thought this was tragically sad. Tragically sad. This is the primary, I don't know if you've heard about this, Dina. A primary headmistress killed herself after Ofsted said her school would be downgraded. I mean, that is, and I know
that's the pressure put on the teaching staff.
Pressure on teachers. I mean, I know we talk a lot here about pressure on students, but my God.
Oh, it's absolutely equal.
Yeah. There you go.
Equal.
Hearing it firsthand there. Ruth Perry, I know this school. My ex went there. Ruth Perry, who had been the head at Caversham Primary in Reading, took her own life in January after being told the school was being downgraded from outstanding to inadequate. She was after the pandemic. So sad. Her family say the 53-year-old was left a shadow of her former self and that she had described it as the worst day of her life. Bless her. Bless her. It just shows you that, you know, so many people, I mean, like, you know, we have this kind of misnomer that headmasters and headmistresses are totally untouchable. I mean, some of them are arseholes, but I mean, are totally untouchable and sort of a beacon of strength, because that's what they've got to be for the kids. But just shows you not the case. Another head teacher, oddly, yesterday was done for stalking, which was strange. Now, we've talked a lot. It's so sad, isn't it, Creatorholic? Me Too, nobody should be under that kind of pressure. Yeah, I agree. YT user, when teaching and pressure is your whole world, you can't see your way out of it. So true. It's so true. This next story is, we've talked a lot about vaping. Tell us if you know kids, young people who are vaping. So here you go. A leading doctor has once again warned of lung damage as he raises the alarm over the rise in teenage vaping. There's something called ELF bars. Does anyone know about ELF bars? Maddie was telling me that they have, I think there's a law coming in to ban them, but what's happening is lots of places that sell vapes and ELF bars apparently have a much higher concentration of caffeine.
I was listening to a consultant paediatrician lung expert the other day on the radio, and he said the quantity of nicotine in those ELF bars, he said they would definitely get addicted. He said, but they haven't got as many chemicals as a cigarette. But the chemicals in them, we've got no idea what they're going to do to the lungs in exactly the same way we didn't with cigarettes. It took 20 years.
Well, do you remember, I think I've told this before, my grandfather, when he had his first coronary heart attack at the age of 40, when he was in the hospital, they would walk around with the cigarette trolley. They had a cigarette trolley in the hospital. Said, what would you like? I mean, there was no comprehension. So it seems strange that we possibly wouldn't think that something going into your lungs wouldn't do the same thing. One of the UK's leading respiratory doctors has raised the alarm about the exploding popularity. And so, ELF bars have been, I think they've been banned, but it hasn't happened yet. But apparently Maddie says that lots of vaping stores are simply selling them all dirt cheap to get them all out and get them all sold. Tina Davis, I live near a secondary school, and when they pass my house, oh my God, there are quite a few vaping. Yeah, we're near a bus stop. They're all doing it in the toilets at school. Shida Roberts, equivalent to 20 cigarettes. That's right. Me Too. We need the pictures of diseased lungs on the packaging. I think we're probably still at that embryonic stage where we haven't seen enough damage. But talking of damage, has anyone been watching The Last of Us, or is anyone watching The Last of Us? This is a dystopian drama on HBO, so Sky, about a fungal infection that infects humans and sort of takes over, becomes the host of their bodies, and they sort of become like zombies. So anyone been watching that? Stars beautiful Pedro Pascal. Go to my Instagram, Popcorn Junkies. You'll realise that Maddie is the daughter of Pedro Pascal. It's bizarre. A parasitic purple fungus that takes over and kills spiders has been discovered in the Brazilian rainforest. Sophie Fuller, you're watching it. Laurel Nichols absolutely loved it with Internet Daddy. So incredible adaptation from video game to TV. I don't know the video game too well, but yes. This is a fungus they found in Brazil which preys on trapdoor spiders. It's purple. It takes over the body of a spider and then it kind of operates it. YT user, some people do actually die from fungal parasites, I'm pretty sure. There it is. There's the fungal parasite. Well, no, that's the spider that the fungal parasite takes over and then uses its body to walk around. Did you know this, Nads? Nads, a fungus operates bodies. It takes them over and zombifies them.
Oh, shut up.
It does.
We're just on a pandemic. We can't do that.
Yeah, these spiders, and apparently they're all on a flight to London. Heading this way, guys. Fungal parasitic stuff. You probably saw it just went up there. Yesterday, Anne Summers' boss, who Nadia interviewed, I think, on Loose Women,
A
number of times. She's sadly died at a young age of 62. She's died at the age of 62. Obviously, she's possibly very famous for making the rampant rabbit a sort of everyday article of certain people's drawers. She kind of, in a sense, she normalized and made acceptable the frisson of sex toys, and what have you. But by all accounts, she was a remarkable businesswoman, not surprisingly. She was awarded the CBE for entrepreneurship. But yeah, she apparently she had basic admin jobs to begin with, but after a chance visit to a Tupperware party, she launched the Ann Summers version. Have you been to an Ann Summers party, girls?
Oh, a long time ago. But
Yeah?
it traumatised me. I went to one.
Did it?
I saw a thing that I never want to see again.
Really? What did you see?
Butt plug.
Oh, Dina.
There we go, guys. Even I wasn't expecting that to come out today.
Curly Cooks at 10 o'clock
Yeah.
today.
So, Dina, did it make this noise?
Mark, now stop. You've gone too far. Always go too far.
Dina starts me off and I can't finish.
You two, you're bloody bad influence on each other.
Yes, you've been. Ellery Jones, how many of you have been to an Ann Summers party? To be honest with you, as a young man, I used to be petrified when women would say, where are you? What's going on?
Just get ready.
They're the ones with your lovely faces on.
I can't find them.
Oh, they're hanging on the back door near the dog
Hey,
leads.
what is this?
This story is going to make Nadia and Dina jump up and down with excitement. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, look, there's another image of Jacqueline. She was an absolute warrior. She had a 7-year fight against cancer. Bless her. Yeah, there you go. So this next story. Get this, girls.
Yeah.
Giving babies peanut butter reduces their allergy risk.
Of course it does.
Thank you. We knew
We
that.
knew that.
But listen, we are not advocating for anyone to do that with their child. But this is our way.
Well, this is official.
I think one thing you can do is eat the peanut butter yourself and then breathe on your child.
Breathe on your child. Wow.
Yeah, but obviously consult a doctor. We don't want to get.
Well, okay. Well, this is an article. Anyone here with a nut allergy? Infants should be fed peanut butter before they're 6 months old. Before they're 6 months old, guys, to reduce their chances of developing a peanut allergy. Official advice previously stated babies should avoid peanut products until they're 3 years old. Current NHS guidance is to introduce peanut butters to a baby's diet after 6 months. But a study at King's College has found that the earlier babies can start eating peanut products, the less likely they are to develop peanut allergy. No way, Faith Goodman. I can't stand peanut butter. I was going to say I can't stand smooth. It chokes me. It chokes me. This is old news, Michelle Hofstein, is it? Oh, well, there you go. It's in every single paper today. Giving babies peanut butter. Isn't this the case with most things? I mean, apart from alcohol, you don't want to give a baby alcohol, obviously. That's been said for a long time about peanuts. Even my nan said it. Well, there you go. But I think this is the first time that an official what's it called? An official study has agreed with the old wives' tale. Anna Kite craved peanut butter when pregnant, so she had it in the womb. A womb with a view. This frightened me, this. Oh, no, this didn't. This didn't frighten. Look at this. This sock. We need to get these for your dad. They've developed a sock that can tell when a person is about to fall over. No. Experts in electronic textiles in Nottingham created a bespoke motion sensor protective covering that creates a custom smart sock. It's 94% accurate. And when someone is about to fall over, what does it do? A near fall is a stumble or jolt in which a person doesn't fully tumble over, but they're about to. But who does it tell? Oh, it goes to an app on your phone.
Yes, you can get a walking stick like that.
So it would go to. So if your dad was about to fall over, you'd be notified. But what if you're far away? It doesn't really help. It's all good knowing, but Well, maybe it tells you to be careful. Maybe how a sock could save elderly people from falls. A tiny motion sensor is embedded in the ankle. It connects to a person's phone. There's a motion sensing e-yarn, an oversock and hardware in the pocket, and the algorithm processes movement detected, thought to be a fall or near fall, triggers an alert to healthcare experts. That's good. Nanny Di needs one, so she doesn't trip over her books. Toffee would still pinch them, and her bed would be vibrating like a rampant rabbit. What if you're falling, getting to your phone to see the alert, Laurel Nichols? That's funny. That is funny. What if you fall over? Yeah, exactly. Rushing to get to your phone. Drunken socks. Yeah, imagine wearing them when you're going out for a drink. Morning, Lee. How are you? Lee Peart's in the room. Morning, Lee. I hope you haven't had a cocktail yet today. Too late by the time any helpers arrive, says Zoe Griffiths. Okay, this is a frightening story, if I can get it in the right order. Awesome AI could turn into a new religion. This is a worry, or a professor in artificial intelligence at the University of Manitoba in Canada predicts that humanity will eventually start worshipping certain types of AI. Wow, if there isn't a film or a book in that. He warns that AI could take a dark turn. It's already happening on discussion boards like Reddit, with people starting to argue that there's such a strong consciousness behind AI, people will start to sort of deify it, believe in it. AI is a religion. Bloody hell. Praying to AI. I suppose you could have a cult leader as an AI, couldn't you? AI cult leader. Jesus Christ. What do you think, guys? Could you believe in an AI god? Oh, look at this. Did anyone used to be into Pokemon? Laurel Nichols, you could argue that our obsession with our phones is verging on religiosity. Anyone got any Pokemon cards or old Lego? Or old Casio watches? Do you remember Casio watches? Digital watches? Listen to this. Oh, that's not right. God, I've got these all in the wrong bloody order. Sorry. Okay, let me remove that. Oh, no, there it is. The young are splashing out on retro joys of Pokemon and Lego. A set of Pokemon cards. Get this. Love Casio watches. Do you remember the ones with a calculator on? A set of Pokemon cards sold for more than £21,000. Dina,
Yeah.
has Finley got any Pokemon cards?
No, Zach, he was a collector of
Oh,
those.
is he? If
he
still
sold them at a boot sale, and
No.
he knows that one of them was worth £500 or £5,000.
Yeah, someone sold a pack for 21,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I bet he's gutted. Casio watches are selling for 1,500. So
It's all. What about all the Disney videos?
yeah, Disney VHSs going for an absolute mint. But look at this. Vintage Lego pieces are selling for 6,000. If anyone's got old Polaroid cameras, they're going for a fortune too. These are the antiques of tomorrow. Lisa Harradine, my daughter loves Lego. Book off it, says Sonia Donovan. Book off it. Elliot Gonzalez, I only had Pokemon cards to fit in at school. I had no idea what to do with them. I used to get football stickers. The amount of things over the years from the 70s and 80s that we just... Oh, Jennifer Winter, you've got loads of Disney VHSs. Hold on to them. Hold on to them. Honestly, I saw some stupid amount of money that was being paid for those. This is a good one. Oh, I like this. At 26 years, it's Mother's Day, right? At 26 years of age that grown-up children begin to realize that mothers were right.
Do they begin to appreciate them at 26?
Yeah, exactly. At 26, more than a third wish they'd listened more to their mothers at 26. 15% said they shared the same political views. Almost 60% said they did not fully appreciate their mothers until they had children themselves.
Yeah.
There you go. I must admit, I became interested in who my father was when I became a father. The most popular... Oh, do you want this? The most popular maternal advice to daughters is this. Treat people as you would like to be treated yourself. 42%. What's the best lines that your mothers gave you guys? The next one is family comes first. It's not particularly perceptive, is it? And the next one is, this is brutal. Life isn't fair sometimes. Motherly advice. There you go. I swapped all my Disney videos for DVDs, Jackie Valina. Well, one day DVDs will be the same. I just keep hold of them. MeTube has Harry Potter first edition set. Yeah, my daughter is 26 this year. Sharon, suddenly the penny will drop and she'll know that you're the wisest woman in her life. Who wants to see James Norton naked? I'm sure Dina would. There he is.
Oh, James Norton, yes.
James Norton naked.
At the bottom, I don't want to see the willy.
You only want to see his bottom, not the willy.
3.5 hours, it doesn't leave.
First photos of Happy Valley star stripped off on stage. And look, the Daily Mail has helped us by circling that woman in the corner. Should we go in for a close-up? Oh, sorry, I've cut her off. There, it doesn't look very happy, does he? Well, it's actually a very sad play, based on a very sad book. James Norton sitting stark naked at the Richmond Theatre with his pants around his ankles, bless him. But of course, it must be really frustrating for him because he's a very, very, very good actor. And of course, everyone's just going to go on about him being naked, like me. Hash your lot. A call to ban the hash brown. Do you like a hash brown, girls? No. I didn't even know there was this thing. Look, the English Breakfast Society. Did anyone else know there was such a thing? They've said we need to ban the hash brown and replace it with the British bubble and squeak.
Yeah.
This is an Americanization of our wonderful, wonderful breakfast. Jennifer Winter, these photos shouldn't have been allowed to be taken. You're absolutely right. You shouldn't be taking photos in a theatre. Absolutely right. Actually, yeah, James Norton should be very pissed off about that. Yeah, really pissed off. Cock and bull, who'd have guessed it? This is for you, Dina. Men regularly lie about their willy size. Of course they do. The average length of an erect penis is 5.9 inches, but most men claim that it's 7.1 inches. That 0.1 is vital. Absolutely vital.
I can't believe it takes time to measure them.
Yeah, I know. We talked about this the other day, but boys will be boys, hey? A 2015 study found the average erect penis was 5.16 inches. So it's got longer. It's got longer. That's quite something. I like this story. Well, I like all of them. That's why I pulled them. It's dread time. A kid guru or a sort of, specialist in children behavior, a parenting expert, has said that you should let children pick their bedtime so that they don't dread bedtime. Kirsty Ketley, a nanny for 25 years, followed traditional childcare routines such as 7 until 7. But when her daughter, now 9, was born, Kirsty found sticking to the same sleep pattern was impossible. Kids dread bedtime. Now, I don't think they're suggesting you let them stay up until 11, but I think what they're saying, anteater or not, Laura Nichols, don't go near anteaters. So anyway, maybe some flexibility around bedtime will mean that they won't hit a dread time. Anne Murray, would you really eat bubble and squeak for breakfast? I can't stand it. Zoe Griffiths-Brown, what a load of rubbish. I'm nearly finished, girls, don't worry. Would you? I mean, it becomes quite difficult to police, doesn't it? Especially if you've got more than one kid, because then one kid's like, why is it? Mind you, we had that. Why are they going to bed at that time? I can't wait to get to 10 and then I can go to bed at 7. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. And that picture there, that is a molting king penguin. The Daily Star is saying he looks like he's wearing a tuxedo, but I don't think so. I love penguins. Do you like penguins? I love penguins. Jackie Valina, my boys used to know when EastEnders music came on and it was time for bed. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. Is it That's Life, the thing with Esther Ranson? I knew that when that came on, the end of that program was my bedtime. And so I really enjoyed it. I also knew that when I was at my grandparents', Pot Black. Do you remember that? The silky sound of balls on bays. I knew that was my bedtime. I don't want to feel so bad about the fact that me and Nan are struggling to get to grips with the garden. Because even Alan Titchmarsh says, my garden's a mess. He doesn't give a fork at home. Alan Titchmarsh has confessed he is lazier in the garden than he lets on. He can comment on everyone else's, he can advise everyone else, but he's pretty shit in his own garden.
Like that.
Everyone's like that, Dina, thanks.
Whatever their profession is, they're always lazy.
Yes, totally agree. Snooker was sleep time, says Laurel Nichols. Absolutely right. Nanny Di worked hard this week. So can I just clarify for some of you who kind of feel, none of you guys actually, but we sometimes get these rather sort of pathetic individuals who want to sort of pretend that Nanny Di's treated badly. She fights back a lot, but we trim it so that you don't get the really expletive version. But also, it's our shtick. It's our shtick. God, some people don't have a sense of humour. I thought I'd show you Joan Collins at the age of 89 in suspenders. I don't know why.
How did she wear them?
The bitch is back. If you can, should you? If you can, would you? She looks good. Well, she got it's a Mr. Men t-shirt, or it's a Miss, what do they call them? Not Mr. Men, Miss Women. Do you remember Roger Hargreaves? I bet you Mr. Tickle wouldn't be allowed now because it's a bit weird, isn't it? So there's Joan Collins. I've got two extra minutes. It's gone very quiet back there, isn't it? I think they're putting different clothes on. I like this photo. This is Jamie Lee Curtis and Michelle Yeoh looking around a corner, clutching her Oscar, which is neither a man nor a woman, but is a they. I didn't realise she has a trans son. Is it a trans son? I think. I love that photo. It's really I love these photos of these really, stars and what have you, sort of off the cuff photos are really nice. And here's the final image of the day: the aurora borealis over Schneefellness in Western Iceland. Oh, and on that note, it looks like it's been very quiet back there. And Nadia keeps going into the doghouse. That's funny.
Do you know what I just did?
What? Trans daughter who they adopted. Thank you, Michelle Hofstein.
Dina, come and stand here. Can anyone guess what I just did?
A poo. A huge poo.
No. Oh.
I don't know. Why both?
Ironed our aprons.
Oh.
I've never worn an ironed apron before in my life, apart from if I'm on telly.
I do apologise. They're not wearing the other ones, but they're wearing theirs. I'm going to wear the. I'm going to wear mine.
I found these in the washing basket, chucked them in the washing, thinking they were Emma's ones.
Yeah.
And I've got them out, and they're like,
"Oh, Emma, what can I say? What can I
we're
say?"
going to start making these because people keep saying they want to buy a curly cuts of Croydon.
Okay, guys. Well, we're done here. Head over in 12 minutes. Yeah, we're going to be live with the Curly Cooks.
10 o'clock live with us.
10 o'clock live.
Pouring with rain.
Have a lovely day. I hope I distilled. You don't need to buy the papers now because those are the most interesting bits and bobs in them. Really are. Really are. All the rest is boring as shit. So have a lovely day, guys. As I say, for members, I will notify you in advance for when Nanny Di and I will do a members live. So